Well, hello, everybody. This is the Friday Support Call. I'm Stephen Carlson, and our host this week is Christoph Klauke. Good to see you, Christoph.
Likewise.
We were just
Likewise.
talking, we were just talking, Christoph and I, that we're all now about to be certified as coaches with the Sedona Method. We've been working together in a mentorship with Hale, and we're now about to receive certification. That was one little piece of news we were sharing with each other and just talking about. Um, so, Christoph,
Mhm.
I'm ready to pass off the call to you. All
Okay, thank
yours.
you.
Take it, enjoy, and thank you for hosting.
Good, thank you.
Good.
So, everybody, as you might remember me already, my name is Christoph. I hope you can hear me okay. And we already have some hands, but I do just want to start with a little group release on wanting to figure it out. Those hands are telling me people want to know something. And please don't put down your hands. We can answer all the questions after the release. So, in this moment, could you just simply allow yourself to just sit back and be as best as you can? And then notice any tendency of mind or thought or emotion, or wanting to know, or wanting to figure it out, or wanting to get it done, or wanting to have a solution, a resolution. And then could you just simply welcome whatever that brings up inside of you, whatever thought, feeling, memory, emotion, or just fraction of kind of an information. It doesn't matter. And then could you welcome to or notice any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? Any wanting to hold on or any wanting to let go? And then could you also welcome or notice any sense that's personal about you or who you are? That there is a person that needs to know, that needs to have a solution or resolution. And then just for now, as best you can, could you let that go? Could you allow that to dissolve? And rather than wanting to know the answer or solution or resolution, could you allow yourself to rest as the answer? Could you allow yourself to rest in the peace and knowingness that you will have all the answers, solutions, and resolutions that you need to have whenever it's time for that to do so? And let's start this process from the top again. Could you just welcome any remaining desire or any new desire to want to know, to want to figure things out, to want to have the answer, to want to get a solution or resolution? And then could you just simply welcome whatever that brings up inside of you, whatever thought, feeling, or memory, whatever information there is? And then could you welcome or notice too any wanting to do, anything with, about, or against this?
I've muted that.
Could you welcome to any sense that's personal about you or who you are? Any sense that there is a person that needs to know, that needs to have a solution or resolution, that needs to have the answer, or that is separate from any of that? And could you, as best you can, just let that go? Could you allow that to dissolve? Allow it to be as it was. And rather than wanting to know, rather than wanting to figure it out, rather than wanting to get something, could you just simply allow yourself to rest as the answer? Could you allow yourself to be the solution or resolution? But you also rest in the peace and knowingness that you have all the power to generate any kind of answer, solution, or resolution in the moment when you need actually to know that, when you actually truly need to figure things out or to have an intuition, a hint, so to say, an advice. And let's just do this one more time. Could you allow yourself to welcome any tendency of wanting to know, any tendency of wanting to understand or figure things out, any wanting to get the answer, any wanting to get a solution or resolution? And then could you just welcome as best as you can whatever that brings up inside of you, what information and thought, feeling there is perceived? And then could you also welcome or notice any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? And could you welcome or notice any sense that is personal about you or who you are? That there is a person that needs a solution, an answer, a resolution, that needs to figure things out. And then, as best you can, could you let that memory go? Could you allow that to be as it was? Could you just let it dissolve back into that which actually is the answer, that which actually is the solution or resolution, that which is generating all questions and all answers, all requests and all solutions or resolutions? And rather than wanting anything, could you just allow yourself to be that? Okay, everybody. So the hands haven't changed. So then we have to do something now. Mary, Stephen, can you unmute Mary?
Oh, I just did it. Hello, Christoph. It's
You
good to
did great.
good to see you again.
Yes, thank you, Mary. Good to hear you.
Yeah, I was doing well. I used to have panic attacks and these adrenaline rushes that felt like constant panic attacks, and then they went away months ago,
Okay.
and I've been doing really well and was really excited and working on some other health things. And all of a sudden this week they came back, and
Okay.
I'm having panic attacks in the morning and then like that don't stop, and now they're back in the evenings, and
Okay.
I would love to release on that.
First of all, what if that just is more? That's the
What if
next layer.
it's just the next layer?
Yes.
Oh,
So you don't have to de-evaluate all your releasing that you have done before. It's
oh,
probably
okay.
just the next layer coming in. So how is it right now? How do you feel right now? What's the now emotion?
Well, it feels terrible. Heart's pounding, heart's racing, hard to
Mhm.
think, I feel very fidgety. I'm exhausted, but I need to lay down. I actually need to go run an errand this morning, and am scared to
Yes.
get out and even drive. And um, yeah, it just feels kind of like I'm being tortured. It just,
Mhm.
yeah, heart's just feels like it's pounding out of my chest, and my chest feels tight. And
Could you resist that experience? All those experiences for a moment? Would you want to change them as much as you do?
oh yeah,
Want
yeah,
different?
yeah,
And also notice all your sense of lack of security.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. It feels
Notice
very
any,
scary.
yes, and I notice any wanting to change that, to improve that, any wanting to make it better, to feel better.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And also notice any wanting to change the stuckness.
Change the what?
The stuckness
Oh, the stuckness.
that looks stuck somehow.
Yeah, yeah, it
Okay.
does. Yeah, I thought I was done. I thought it was done with this. It was kind of shocking when it all started up again. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, I, yeah, I feel stuck. I didn't, that's a good word for it. And I didn't think about it being another layer. And that
Mhm.
helps to know, even though it's very, very uncomfortable.
Is there any wanting associated with any of that? Any wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness?
Oh, I definitely want, yeah, I would definitely love control,
Mhm.
and security. Yeah, yeah,
Could you want that for a second? Really? Give yourself permission to want that?
yeah,
Mhm. And then could you let go of wanting that just a little bit?
yeah, yeah, a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then could you want that as much as there still is?
Oh, yeah, that's easy. I still yeah, I still want to change it, even though I know the Sedona method, and I know that means it, but that's an honest answer. Yeah, I would love to change it and just be able to switch this all off.
Yes. Is there any wanting to control the releasing process, your process? When to release, how to release, what to release?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm releasing all day and night.
Oh,
If I'm awake in the middle of the night, I feel like I'm releasing. So yeah, I
that's good for you. I do the same.
sometimes it helps. This morning I've been releasing since the moment I woke up, I felt anxious and I thought, what's going on? And so I started welcoming it and trying to release on my own, but it just wasn't going away. And I thought, okay, I need some help here. So
You know what? Sometimes we just need to go into action. If we can't release, you can do something different, or you need to switch processes. Then you know, oh, it's probably not the correct process or not the correct approach for that issue. But often for me, it's also if it's in the morning and if it's already time to do something in the household or, to create your breakfast or whatever, maybe then it's better to just stand up and meet and greet the flow
I've
rather
already
than
I've already done that. I just had breakfast and I need to go run some errands, but literally it when I feel like this, I really don't feel safe getting in the car. And sometimes action does help when I have the energy that can help. But this morning when I knew you guys were going to be here, I just really thought, okay, I need some. I'd rather get into the car calmer, having released and
you
maybe
can
yeah.
you can also jump into the car and release there if that brings something up.
Oh, that's a
If
good
if
idea.
if,
That's
if
a
you
great
have some
idea.
time left over, if the flow is not calling, you could just jump in and see what's going on, what's coming up, what's the now feeling, and is that coming from wanting control, wanting approval, wanting security, wanting separation, oneness?
I think wanting control just because of other health problems, I find it difficult to get out and feel well
Yes.
enough to go do a couple errands, which I really need to do
You
this
trigger
morning. And
something now in me. Is there also a sense of overwhelm?
oh yeah, yeah.
Could you let go of that feeling of overwhelm? Or if you can't let go, could you hold on?
I can let go as best as I can. Yeah.
Mhm. And is there more feeling overwhelmed or overwhelmed?
Yeah, because I feel, just because I have so little, and most of the time I have very little energy, so I can't get done the things that I want to do. But if I'm in a state of panic,
I have a
so,
hint for you. Go ahead with the releasing, and the energy will be enough. That's my experience on that end with the energy.
oh,
I
so
had
just
that
just so
when we were back in Sedona at the old days when we had retreats. And I wouldn't sleep there that much because my body, I come from Europe, and my body was with the time somehow on the midst of the Atlantic Ocean.
right.
It fit into America, didn't fit into Europe anymore. It's
Yeah,
just people of faith. It's not required to go into one or the other direction.
right.
And then I felt, if there were those evening events, not the health events, that went good with me from my state of energy. But in the evening, when there was um, um, when there have been the calls of the caucus, or not the calls, the events, there was just an hour with Annie or with Tim or with David, Suzanne. Then I felt before, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I would like to go there, but I'm too tired. Um, and then I started releasing, and I was just releasing a couple of rounds of wanting control, wanting approval, wanting security, wanting separation, oneness from the day in regards to the day. And it took me 8 minutes, and I had all the energy I needed to go to the event and to be there and to enjoy that. And so it's sometimes really amazing what power there is. And Hay shared that already often enough. He said a while of releasing equals to a couple of hours of sleep or to deep meditation. I mean, nothing wrong with sleep and meditation. We still have to do that. But there's an option if we
Wow.
feel we have too less of energy, or if we feel like we had too less of sleep, it's often the mind. The mind is telling, oh, you just had 3 hours, it's not enough.
Right, right.
You
Okay.
need to have 8 hours.
Right, right.
But that's just a conclusion, and that can be challenged with the Sedona method. But
Okay.
you need to have rest the body, do it. That's good as well. Or for me today, it was yoga exercising before the call. I have that often, that the body mind system looks like weak or not having enough energy, and then I do yoga exercising, and all of a sudden I feel way better.
Okay.
So there are different things you can do with energy.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So how do you feel right now, Marie?
Um, a little bit better, a little bit calmer. I still feel like my heart's pounding, but I feel like I feel like I've calmed down a lot, and your group release really helped too at the beginning. So yeah, so thank you. That helped a lot.
Yes. And let the heart pound.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good thing.
But you're allowed to let go wanting to change the heart pounding.
Well, sometimes it feels a little much, but but at least I'm alive. So yeah.
Under our will.
What?
It's not under our will what the heart is doing.
Yeah. True. It just feels scary sometimes. Yeah. But
Okay.
yeah.
And
But
how's
no,
it now?
much better. Thank you so much.
Good.
Appreciate it.
Yes, you're welcome. So, who's next? Lawrence? Can you unmute? Or can Stephen unmute Lawrence? Or can I do this?
Yes, I'm unmuted. Hi. Hi, Christoph. Good to see you.
Likewise, how are you?
I'd like a short facilitation. A lot happened the last days, and I
Yes.
slept little, and I'm going to a friend's house to sleep there. And there's just a lot of weird, kind of overwhelming feelings
Okay.
that I would like to release.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we can do a group release on Overwhelm.
Yeah.
Yes?
Then
we
yeah,
can
that
check
would be cool. Yeah.
Okay, doc. So, in this moment, could you just simply allow yourself to just sit back and then notice if there's any feeling of overwhelm, any feeling of it being too much, or something is too much for me, or the or the input is too much for me, too much information, too much feeling, too much issues, topics, problems. And then could you just simply welcome whatever reactivity that brings up inside of you? And could you welcome that as best as you can? And then could you welcome any underlying wanting, any wanting to control, fix, or change that? Any liking or disliking? Probably it's more disliking. Any wanting to avoid or reject? Any wanting to be done with it or to get it done? And could you also welcome or notice any sense that that stuff or that, that input or that overwhelm is personal about you or who you are? My, belonging to me. And then, as best you can, could you set that free? Could that be set free? Would you set that free? Would that be set free? When? When will that be? And then could you just simply allow yourself to be open to the possibility that you need to do nothing with, about, or against that imaginary sense of overwhelm, that imaginary sense of too much. Here now, it's just in mind or as a thought or feeling. Could you just be open to a different outcome in the physical? Could you just open up to acceptance, the flow, rather than the overwhelm? But if there is, could you welcome any remaining sense or feeling or idea of overwhelm? Could you welcome any remaining flooding of thoughts, feelings, memories? Any pushing and pulling in consciousness? And then could you welcome any underlying wanting to control that, to fix it, change it, understand it? Any wanting approval or disapproval? Any liking or disliking for the content? Any wanting to reject or get rid of, or any wanting to hold that close or be one with that, or through that, as well as any wanting to get it done or just be done with it. And could you also welcome or notice any sense that any of that is personal? That it belongs to a me? That it looks like personal? And then as best you can, could you just let that imaginary sense of overwhelm go? And then could you just simply welcome your clear reason, your intuitive knowingness, or even acceptance to flow? Could you allow the flow of life to decide what's next to do, what's next to happen, rather than the pushing and pulling of the overwhelm? You just jump off the hamster wheel. And notice you have all the power to stand what you need to stand in your life and to let go what you don't need to stand in your life. What's not required. You can just sort out. or even have the flow of a nice order, how things come in and unfold. Could you even welcome any sense of perfection in that? Or beauty? So, Lawrence, how are you now? Can you unmute again?
Oh yes, yes, that was very good.
Okay.
I feel a strong, still feel I felt a strong sense of fear come up, and it still feels somewhat stuck.
Mm-hmm. Could you hold on to want to change the stuckness?
Yes,
Would you want to change it more?
yes,
Mhm. And then, as best you can, just a little bit. Could you let go of wanting to change that sense of stuckness or that being static?
Whoa. Yes. Ooh.
And then could you just simply allow that to release?
Yes.
Could you allow things to show up, to be noticed, and to be dissolved?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel now?
Yeah, it seems to be slowly dissolving.
Mm-hmm. And could you allow that?
It was I realized that I felt I need to change it now because of this visit.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow before the visit I needed to reach equilibrium, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But now it's calmer.
Yes. And could you allow for that which is calmer?
Yes.
And then could you rest or relax into that which is calmer?
Yes.
Anything else coming up?
No. That's
No,
fine.
good. Okay, perfect.
Thanks so much.
Okay, you're welcome.
Bye bye.
Oh, bye-bye. So I see Sanjani. Can you unmute yourself or be unmuted?
Hi.
Yes, there you go.
Um,
Hi.
I have few health issues and I'm trying different medicines, but nothing is seeming working out. Few things and few expectations are not getting resolved.
Yes. And then could
I
you,
need assistance with that.
okay, could you welcome any wanting to change that you have no results?
Yes,
And could you welcome more of the wanting to change that there are no results?
yes,
And then as best you can, just a little bit, could you let go of wanting to change that there are no results? Seemingly.
No,
No?
no,
And could you fully give yourself permission to your no?
yes,
Mhm. And is there any wanting coming up from that? Any wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness?
yes, safety,
Mhm. And could you want to be safe or unsafe as much as you do?
safe,
What was that?
safe,
Yes. And could you want to be safe as much as you do?
yes,
Mhm. And could you welcome the safety that you are already? Whatever that means for you.
yes,
Mhm. And could you welcome any remaining sense of not feeling or being safe enough?
yes,
And could you welcome or allow for that which is already safe? Whatever that means for you.
yes.
Hmm? And how do you feel now, Sanjana? What's going on for you?
There is a fear,
Mhm. Yes.
and the mind is clear, relaxed.
And could you allow for that dissolving and relaxation, that being relaxed?
Yes,
Mhm. And could you expand into that, or is that?
yes,
Mhm. Is okay for now?
yes. It is good.
Thank you, Sanjana.
Thank you.
So, Sharon?
Hiya, Christoph. Thank you for doing the call.
Yes.
The releases so far have been really helpful, and the Overwhelm was really good. It's quite apt.
I noticed we have that far more often than we are aware of.
Yeah, I've noticed that
Because
recently.
almost everything can be overwhelming.
Sorry?
Because almost everything can be overwhelming.
Yeah,
If
it seems
be
that
too much.
it seems like life is overwhelming at the moment, not just
Yes.
in my own experience, but everyone's experience.
Yes.
I've had a difficult few weeks, so just like some help releasing. I'm feeling a bit disillusioned, if I'm honest, with the releasing. I've been doing it for 2 years, and I just found that in my experience the last few weeks, things have really intensified. It's been quite negative. And we've had a real shock this week as well. We've had another bereavement in this family, a little baby, newborn baby, born with serious brain issues. So we've lost a baby as well. So I'm just feeling overwhelmed,
My condolences.
grief, and so many
Take your
other.
time. Take your time. Let the emotion be here.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just feeling grief. Grief is probably
Yes.
what I'm feeling.
Yes.
I'm just feeling why
Yes.
me and my family experiencing
Yes.
such intense circumstances. I lost my own brother 4 years ago, my only brother, and he was the most important person in my life. And since then, there's just been one after another, and there've been a lot of them have been sudden, of younger people, all men, and this little baby was a little boy as well. It just feels like my nephew has been experiencing so many different things this year.
Yes.
He's now not got anywhere. Well, he's at my sister's, but he's got a newborn baby with his partner, and they've been really ripped off by a landlord, and they've lost thousands. And he's got an issue with his car now that it's going to cost him so much to repair it, and I just feel like he needs his car to get to work. And it just feels like all my family is so stressed out, and then this bereavement on top of everything. Just feels like, why is all this happening? I've been feeling quite confident in my releasing, and now I'm just feeling a little bit disillusioned with everything, to be honest.
Yeah. Is there any belief that if you are a releaser, or if you do the releasing with the Sedona method or any other kind of method, that life wouldn't make up things on you anymore? That there would be no suffering anymore, or nothing to suffer about?
There's probably, part of that is like, it's probably true that it's feeling like
that you need to be, you're in a safe cocon because of the releasing.
yeah,
Nothing is happening.
I suppose
It's the energy shield.
it feels like in some ways it's like, if I release enough, can release certain circumstances. So I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to release. And I'm becoming aware of that, probably judging myself, thinking,
Should be better. Or it
why?
should be better.
Sorry.
You think you're judging, or I think you're judging yourself. You should be better.
Yeah, and if I was better, my experiences wouldn't be as intense as they are. And
Yes.
at the moment, I can't afford. I'm staying at my mum's. It's only a 1-bedroom place, and the private rent here has tripled since COVID. And I just feel like I don't have the health, or I'm just too emotional sometimes to go out to do a job again. So I think I'm putting pressure on myself to move out of this situation, and feeling like a little bit stuck in it, and my living situation as well. So it's just, and that's overwhelmed because it's just all too much to deal with.
Okay. What's the now emotion? How do you feel now?
Feels there's a lot of heaviness in my throat and my heart. It probably feels a bit like grief again.
Is there any wanting to change that? Any wanting to stop that from happening?
Yes, there is.
And could you let go wanting to change that? Could you allow yourself to have your process of grieving? Doesn't it feel better until you
Yeah,
cried a little bit?
yeah. I felt a
Until
little bit of space. Yeah. There was a bit of space in that allowing, yes.
Oh. You know, it may feel like you're standing with the back on the wall and you need to let go. And that overwhelm also can bring us to cry and be in grief because it's just too much.
Yeah.
And the mind is kind of forced, you know,
I
by
felt like
crying.
I felt as well. It's like I felt like I was so uptight then, and I was like that's like the holding on. There was like a tightness of like, you know, but then when you mentioned that, it was like allowing the grief, you know, to process. Yeah, there was space and there was a bit of a letting go, just even physically. Well, I wasn't aware that I was actually physically holding on. So, you know,
Yes.
like tension. Yeah, so that was helpful. Thank you.
And how does it feel now? Are you better now?
Let me see.
Okay.
I still feel there's a lot of
Mm.
heaviness and anxiety in my throat.
Let's do a holistic release.
Okay.
Could you allow yourself or your body mind to appear as heavy as it does?
Yes, I
And
can.
could you allow yourself to be, or your body mind to be, as lightful or as at ease as it could be?
Yes, I can.
And could you allow your body mind to appear as heavy and stuck as it does, and real as it does?
Yes.
And could you allow your body mind to be as at ease, as light or lightful?
Oh, yes, I can.
Delighted as it could be?
Yeah.
Would you allow it even to be as unreal as it is in actuality?
Oh,
You know, that also can cause us crying if we see that nothing is real.
yeah, I could actually get a sense of that, but still felt I just felt a bit painful that, but yeah, I was able to open up to that a little. Yeah.
Is there any kind of stuckness in the body mind?
There's still a bit of like feeling like tight and tension, but I was able to then I can feel like the space and beingness that's come in,
Mhm.
and there's more like openness and trust in that. But
Yes.
there still is a little bit of like I'd say rigidness in my heart.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then could you allow that to be as it is for a second?
Yes, I can.
And then could you want to change that as much as you do? Secretly?
Yeah.
I'm pretending to allow it to be as it is. But I really want to change. Oh.
Oh.
And then could you allow it to be as it is? Even though wanting to change?
Yes, I can. Yeah,
And if
feel more
there's,
safe. Yeah.
could you welcome any remaining sense of wanting to change?
Yeah, there is.
Then could you allow that to be as it is? That which you want to change into wanting to change. Then could you stretch beyond both?
Yes, I can.
Mm-hmm. How's it now?
It feels so much more open. It feels like I feel like I feel like I'm being held in some ways. It feels quite powerful and really open, and like there's a trust there. So that was really wonderful, because I was aware, Christoph, that as you were saying all that, my mind got confused, and I let go of the mind, and I was just releasing out anyway without the words, if that made sense. It makes sense. It was like the releases were just happening, and it was just like, go with it. And yeah, I feel,
It's being burned in the fire of awareness.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I feel so much more openness and space. That was amazing. Thank you so much, Christoph. Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, more hands. Natalie.
Hi.
Hi.
Um, Something happened yesterday with my mom, and she came and she did some stuff, and it made me feel so angry. And I thought I let it go and I understood everything. And then the anger, every time I think about her, the anger keeps coming back. And
Do you love your mom?
a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Could you welcome the love, the loving your mom?
Yeah.
And then could you put the anger into that love? Or allow that loving my mom to dissolve the anger? Just as an experiment.
Uh, there seems to be like many layers of anger, not just
Okay.
one. Yeah.
So what's the anger telling you? What you should be angry about, or what could be prevented by the anger from happening?
That
You
I
don't have to
trust.
share, you can have it in mind also.
Okay. That I trusted her and she deceived me.
Mm-hmm. And is that coming from a wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness, or bringing any of those?
Wanting safety. I want to trust her.
Mm-hmm. And could you want that for a second as much as you do?
Yeah, I really want to trust her, and it's hard.
Mm-hmm. And rather than wanting to trust her, could you just trust her instead?
No, absolutely not.
Could you not trust her as much as you do?
Yeah.
And even more? Could you not trust her even more?
Yeah.
How long would you not trust your mother? 10 years? 10 days?
It just feels really good not to trust her. Like it feels safe.
Eh?
Yeah.
And could you just allow yourself to have a period of not trusting her?
Yeah, that would be great.
Notice any wanting to change that. That should be different. That you should trust her instead.
No, I feel very okay not trusting her.
And is there coming up more? More of the anger? Or any other information about the issue?
No, I feel like not trusting her feels very good and like safe, and I want to
Let's
hold
have
on.
a not trusting mom party for a while. I think that may change by itself after a while. So just really have that party for a while.
Okay. Thank
No
you.
matter how long that takes. Might be 5 minutes, might be 24 hours or 48 hours, who knows? And maybe you shouldn't hang out with her too much.
Yeah, I have to go see her tonight, so I'm just gonna walk in and not trust her at all.
Maybe you can experiment with that. You don't need to explode. You can
Yeah.
just notice, oh, I really don't trust her. Okay, so what?
Yeah.
Maybe after a while you check in with a little bit of trusting her. Maybe you find little pieces that you could trust her. Maybe she has an ability that she's capable of doing in life, that you find she is really good, talented in doing that. Maybe you could trust that.
Well, she's expressing her personality and ego, so that's what she's doing best.
You keep trusting her, suppressing her personality. Well,
Yeah.
whatever that is, maybe you find something, or maybe she's beautiful, or uh, whatever.
Okay, thank you. I feel much better.
Keep on not trusting mom. That's great. Okay. Thank you, Natalie. So, Andrew, did I say that correct? Your name correct? I don't hear anything, yet you are unmuted.
Interesting. I see that she's unmuted. I'm not so sure. She might be having a technical problem.
Right, technical issue.
Mhm.
So, Andra, maybe if it's just a small issue, you can write a hint into the chat. Maybe we can help that way.
I like the way you think, Christoph.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. I heard a voice.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
No, no, no. Yes, we can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. We can hear you, Andra.
You can
Let's
hear
go
me.
ahead.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay. Can you
go
hear me
ahead.
now?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for being patient. I think I have a lot of there in my circle, many extensions of challenges. Family, health. I'm dealing with someone going through a dying process right now. So there's a lot happening. No easy answers all the way around. I've been doing
Yes.
Sedona for quite some time, and I feel that I've come to a level of mastery in my life in my later years. But sometimes I'm not totally sure I can trust myself. I feel like I've mastered these things, but am I gonna fall again? Am I gonna not say or do or make the right decision, or am I gonna get overwhelmed again? Not that I'm planning on these things, but I find questioning myself and my skill to cope sometimes.
Is there a pride energy?
Pride?
Hmm.
No, I think
That you know you can basically, or that you did something, but you're not sure if you can do it again.
yeah, I think I had a lifetime of being told that, I wasn't good enough or smart enough or whatever the enough was. And
Yes, and we
so,
have you, Andra. So welcome to the
yeah.
room.
And so, even later in life, I hear that little voice talking, saying, "Oh, you can't do this," or "You're not going to be able to sort this out, and you're not going to be able to cope with this." And,
Yes.
all the little voice messages still playing.
And
And
could you let
I'm
go
always
wanting
a
to
little,
believe that voice again?
there's a part of me that sometimes, especially at 3 o'clock in the morning, 3 in the morning, when I wake up and I hear that
Yes.
voice, I want to believe a little of it.
Mhm.
And it causes me to be slightly anxious, and I think I shut down from that. I kind of become disconnected in a way,
Yes. What if
so
you
I
can
can.
just be aware of that, those sounds of that voice, of that, what the voice is telling you?
Mm,
Even if the voice has the voice of your body mind or other body minds that you know very well.
yes.
It looks so personal. Oh, there's a voice and it's dealing with my content and it's dealing with my voice and with the people I know. But what if you can just ignore that in a positive way, not suppressing it?
Yeah.
Mhm. And
I
then
just.
could you just be open to the possibility that that may be addressed with some releasing a little bit? And it's not always in the moment. Sometimes this voice may go on for a while,
Mm-hmm.
and or you see something that you can do and it's gone. Or you ask yourself, can I find one who is uh, this voice, or who is this voice talking to, or what's the source of that voice, or talk, or self-talk?
Yeah.
Um, and what if I go so far for myself, at least? What if that even is the awareness or love or God? Even that imperfect sense of that voice or content. of that voice, what the voice is telling. But how do you feel right now, Andrea?
I think I don't want to let anyone down.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't want to let anyone down.
And is that coming from or bringing up a wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness, one of their opposites?
I think at this point it is about oneness. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And could you want that for a second?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And could you also notice that any of that is personal? That it is about you,
Yes.
your content, your voice, that it sounds familiar.
Yeah, there may be some control in there also that I
Mm-hmm.
can make it better,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't always make it better.
Could you welcome the feeling of not being enough?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And could you also welcome the feeling of being enough?
Yes.
Would you allow yourself to appear as incomplete and not enough as much as you do?
Yes.
And could you allow yourself to be as complete and enough as you actually are?
Yes.
And could you allow yourself to appear as incomplete and not enough as much as you do?
Yes. Absolutely.
Notice any wanting to change that?
Yeah.
And could you allow yourself to be as complete and enough as you already are?
Yes.
And could you allow yourself to appear as incomplete and not enough as much as you do?
Yes.
And could you allow yourself to be as complete and enough as you actually are?
Absolutely.
And could you allow yourself to appear as incomplete and not enough as much as you do?
Yes. Yes.
And could you allow yourself to be as complete and enough as you actually are?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what's beyond that? Not enough and enough.
It's
Incomplete.
it's acceptance. It's a radical acceptance.
Yes. And could you allow that to expand? Could you allow yourself to relax into that, even beyond the concept?
Yes.
Is there anything pulling at you that's between you and that radical acceptance?
It's very odd. I have this image in my mind of trying to clean the little dusty corners of the world and thinking
Yes.
that somehow that's my job.
Yes. Aren't we doing it here right now
Yes.
with our dusty corners?
Yeah.
I like that. And
Thank you so much.
you know, we don't know what's being cleaned up in the world by releasing. If you cleaned up your dusty corners inside of you, maybe that has some changing effect in the world.
I love that idea. I love that idea.
And then you clean it up there as well.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome, Andra. Thank you too.
Goodbye.
So, anybody else? Any request for assistance or any questions related to releasing and the Sedona method in general? Or any sharing gains? Anything that, as a result of that call, you want to share? Or did we release you all into which needs nothing in order to be? That's great. And I see even in the picture I'm appearing and disappearing. I'm not sure if you can see that on your end as well, but it's my cam that sometimes needs a moment to focus. So, okay, let's go back to Stephen. Thank you, everybody.
I'm just going to say that, yeah, sometimes we do tend to lose focus, all of us. It's okay. The camera adjusts.
Yes. I'm adjusting as well sometimes. I'm hopping around between the eye of the cam and my own eyes. So it's both or looking at people's eyes, but that's just very small pictures. You don't see that much on that end.
Well, I'm just at this point, I guess, yeah, one thing that you just, so there's a sense in which releasing sometimes seems to be personal. We tend to think that we are releasing, but there's also a sense in which releasing isn't only personal. It's releasing is also for everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so at this point, I guess I could invite everybody to unmute if they'd like to. We're going to end the call. You can say goodbye. It's been great to have you on. Thanks for hosting, Christoph.
Thank you, Christoph. Thank you, Stephen. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
There we go.